I had a problem come up on one of the files that's being processed for a buyer that I'm helping get a house right now, and it just came up today. And it's not something that we talk about very much, but it's happened more frequently here in the last couple months. And I thought, I might ought to bring this up just to let people know about the problem. But anyway, it's called a sourcing problem. It's sourcing, Sourcing. And basically what we mean by this is that if you've got money that you can't explain that's gotten into your bank accounts, could be your checking or your savings or something like that, or even one of your investment accounts, if the deposit was made by cash, it could be a problem in your loan processing. The reason for that is you cannot borrow money in order to pay the down payment on a house or pay the closing costs if you're buying a house. So if you've made a cash deposit and can't prove where it came from, and most of the time you can't prove where cash comes from, then you may not be able to count that money towards the purchase of your house. Just for example, this guy had been basically overseas for a while and came back, and it's been 6 or 7 months ago, or even longer, I guess. And when he got back, he brought this cash with him, and he never put it into the bank. And so I guess it was about 3 or 4 weeks ago, he decided he might need that money for his house purchase. And so what he did is he went and deposited it into his savings account. So he's got an unexplained $10,000 deposit now in his bank account. And unless we can figure out some creative way to get that figured out, it's not going to work. We're going to have to find other types of funds for him to make his purchase with. And so basically, if you've got cash and you can't really source it, you're not going to be able to use that home to buy the house. I know it sounds silly, but it's true, because they have to assume that if you can't explain it, then you've got no chance to use it because you can't use borrowed funds. So just for example, if you've got money that you keep around the house, just kind of emergency funds or something like that, and it's not unusual for people to have a little bit of cash laying around the house that they keep for emergencies. But if you've got that and you're thinking about using it to buy a house, you don't want to put it into your bank account. There's other ways to do it, which I can explain in more detail if you've got a problem like this. But there's other ways to do it, but you can't just go deposit in your account. If you have deposited it in your account, you've got to wait at least 60 days before you can use those funds to buy a house. So anyway, I hope that kind of explains something. I call that mattress money, and people call it different things. I had somebody tell me about this about 6 or 7 months ago on a case we were processing. And basically, he kept saying, well, it's in the bank. It's not a problem. And finally, I said, okay, well, you're going to have to tell me which banks the money is in, because we need to verify those funds. And he said, well, it's in the bank. And I said, I understand that. Which bank is it? And he said, well, it's the bank in my bedroom. So anyway, he had a small safe, and that's where he kept it. And to him, that was the bank. So in his case, we had to get gift funds from a sister in order for him to buy a house, because he couldn't use that money to make his purchase with. So anyway, I know it sounds silly sometimes. Some of these rules about buying a house do sometimes seem funny, but you have to live within those rules if you're buying a house. Anyway, this is Kyle No with First United Realty again. I hope to be able to answer your questions you have. Just give me a call. If you've got anything real estate related, I'll be glad to talk to you about it. And if I don't know the answer now, I'll find out the answer and I'll give it to you. Thanks again for following these helpful tips. I hope it makes some sense to you. I know this one sounds silly. But anyway, if you have any questions, just give me a call. I'm at 405-210-5319, and you'll probably see my email somewhere too if you'd rather email. Thanks again. You have a great day out there, and don't get caught by the bank. Bye-bye.